extensive guest today on the show, so please welcome Dr. Stephen Mulholland, who's joining us today. Before we actually talk, Steve, well, let's take a look at this new procedure that he performed on Lena. Take a look.
Lena,
Hi.
Good to see you again. It's been a month now, and I thought it was time to get together because I've been very happy with your progress.
Great.
Juvederm is a natural soft tissue gel. It's a filler. Rather than relaxing muscles like Botox, we're actually bringing soft tissue out. Who's a candidate? Someone who's lost the fullness of youth, does not want surgery, an alternative surgery, wants a simple way to bring back full cheeks, fill out their smile lines or fine lines or wrinkles. It's really an injectable soft tissue lift. You've been very happy with the outcome
Extremely happy.
of this Juvederm makeover.
Extremely happy.
Okay, well, let's take a look. I thought it'd be a good exercise to just see where we've come from. When I first met with you, you said you looked gaunt. You felt you looked tired, deflated, that you looked, older than your age. And if you look at, you did. You were hollow under the eyes. You had a sort of a gaunt look, but very nice facial features. If you look at the after, the Juvederm Voluma has really brought back what I would call the fullness of youth. But it's not yet complete without one more little bit. Little surprise for you today. You're going to Mark Anthony for a hair and makeup makeover.
Fantastic.
Oh my goodness. That was a makeover.
It is amazing stuff.
She literally went, she already an attractive woman, but she turned into a supermodel. Like, it's amazing. So you say Juvederm is a filler. Talk to me a little bit about how it works.
It's a sugar gel, so it comes
Okay.
in a consistency of soft gel. And like the last segment, when we get into our 40s, 50s, we tend to lose the air out of the balloon deflates. It brings back that volume. And many women, everyone wants to look their best, but
Yeah.
many don't want surgery. And as we've talked about many times in your show, we can look 5, 6, 7, 8 years younger without ever pulling out a scalpel with a lot of these non-surgical makeovers.
So non-surgical, so there are like no cuts, nothing at all. What do you actually do then?
Well, like with Lena, what we did was sort of like an Allergan eye makeover. A little Latisse, which brings out your lashes 40% longer, 40% thicker. Some volume, like the Juvederm. Little Botox to relax the muscles. Some of the new fractional lasers to bring that firmness back to your skin. And you look 8 years younger in 60 minutes, plus a few days recovery.
Okay, so what's the recovery about? If there's no cutting happening,
There's
what's
no cutting.
happening to your
I
face?
still warn people that if you're going to do this type of thing, that's why I do my non-surgical injection days on a Friday. So you take Friday, Saturday, Sunday off. Tell people I've been out golfing, working in the garden, look a little pink. And by the middle of that week, though, you're looking pretty darn good in makeup. And by the end of the week, you look good without makeup.
Okay, so does it hurt at all? I know that it's not surgical, but does it hurt?
Yeah, there's always a little bit of, I don't call it pain, but aesthetically acceptable discomfort. Yeah. Pain is very random.
We're about to go into an election. You need to be a politician. You need to run. That was like perfect. Okay, so not pain.
There's discomfort, meaning that we use some freezing.
Yes.
So it's like going to the dentist for some random cavity you can't even see. This time we freeze you, and once you're frozen, everything's done quite comfortably. And so there's the pain of freezing, of the local anesthesia. After that, you're good.
Now, is it like Botox in the sense that you pay by the injection?
It depends on the physician's office. Some are by the injection of the syringe. I generally just do a global look. We're going to throw everything at you that you need, that genetics and hereditary and photo aging and life took away from you at this price.
Right.
And so I tend to globalize rather than, piecemeal. Because when you piecemeal, patients only usually buy the belt and forget the pants. But they don't look great without the pants.
So they get the whole package, and then they come out looking great. So we should tell everyone, though, you don't always get to go to Mark Anthony's salon and get your hair done as well.
That
was
special surprise.
Right? That was
special
very
surprise.
special.
Yeah.
So what would you call the efficacy rate? Like
100%.
100%, and people love it.
Oh, well, again, it's about understanding the expectations, what they want to achieve. It's not going to get you a new job, save a failing marriage, or get you off antidepressants. It's going to help you feel as good as you want to look. And that's really what we do, and the rest is up to the person and their new face.
Any side effects that you need to watch out for?
As always with medicine, there's side effects. Surgery has some potential big risks. Non-surgical like these makeovers, bruising, swelling, slight asymmetry, all falling in that fixable category.
Okay, beautiful. Well, not only did you show us that gorgeous makeover, you've also brought something for the whole audience. So thanks to Steve and Spa Medica, everyone is going to take home an optimal eye and lip makeup removal kit. Awesome. So this dissolves makeup. It leaves the sensitive skin around your eyes and your lips feeling re-energized and hydrated. And also, you noticed in that piece of tape, that amazing makeover by Mark Anthony. You did an awesome job. So thanks to Mark, you're all going to be taking home his second day clear dry shampoo along with a second day revitalizer. Thanks to both of you.
Thank you.
Great stuff. All right, we're headed to break. More coming up on Makeover Madness. Stay with us. That's like really see the...
Today on an all-new episode of The Doctors. Skin bleaching, hand lifts, shaving feet.
Ouch.
How far will you go for beauty?
She looks about 8 to 10 years younger in 30 minutes.
As we put new weight loss fads to the test. Coming up right now on The Doctors, where MD meets TV.
You could look 10 years younger without going under the knife. We'll show you how in a new 30-minute facelift coming up next.
We have her nice and numb. So I'm going to start now. If you check back in a while, she'll have a really wow effect.
I can't wait to see this.
We all hate the lines that come with getting older, and one of the most common questions we get is from viewers who would like to look younger without going under the knife and having plastic surgery.
That's right, Travis. There's a new procedure that promises to help you look younger called the Volumilift. And one of my colleagues, Dr. Stephen Mulholland, is in the procedure room right now with his patient, Sue. Dr. Mulholland.
Hello, Dr. Arden.
Sue, how are you?
Good, thank you.
You've got a lovely patient there. Tell us what you're going to do.
Yeah, she's fabulous, and she represents like so many of your viewers out there. They work out, they feel young, they want to look young. So the Volumilift is a procedure I developed that's really revolutionized that. It's a 30-minute procedure where we use a number of commonly available injectable soft tissue fillers like this simple sugar to replicate many of the effects of a facelift. It really gives you a 30-minute wow.
Now, I understand the key is where you inject it. You're injecting in those parts of the face that have lost that buttress support, correct?
Correct.
So you're literally going to lift her face by filling.
We're going to use, exactly right, soft tissue fillers to recreate the buttresses of youth. And so if you look at the average face that's aged, there's some sunken loss of volume and support under the eye, across the cheekbone, around the mouth, in this jowly area, back of the jaw, and the brow. And by replicating those buttresses of support, we can really create a youthful fullness, the fullness of youth.
And I know the key big thing is where you inject it, but also you mix different fillers, don't you? You have a favorite for each part of the face to get the maximum benefit.
Yeah, we have so many neat new fillers now, and we inject almost always down deep along the bony surfaces. So it truly has a buttress of support for the overlying soft tissue, elevate and pushing those elements forward that give us that youthful fullness. We have her nice and numb. So I'm going to start now. If you check back in a while, she'll have a really wow effect.
I can't wait to see this. Fill in those cheekbones, huh?
We'll do that.
All right.
Good luck, Sue.
Love it.
Thanks, Dr. M. 30-minute facelift. Is it right for you? Find out next. Dramatic way to get rid of wrinkles. Let's see the results of our 30-minute facelift called the Volumilift. Dr. Mulholland is back with his patient, Sue, who looks fantastic.
Hello again, you two.
Hello, hello.
So how'd it go?
Well, Sue did great. We a little anesthesia, so she's feeling a little numb now. But you know, as we grow old, the 3 Ds of growing old are deterioration, descent, and deflation.
Right.
And of those 3 Ds, as you know, doing facelifts, probably deflation is the most important. Patients coming in, it's like air out of a balloon. And the Volumilift is one minimally invasive option to surgery to put back some of that volume.
Well, let's look at her before again, because I want to be able to do a side-by-side comparison.
Let's start with that. Let's take a look.
And let's compare that to how you look now.
Look. So explain to us where you put the material. And the single biggest question I have for you as the plastic surgeon who does a similar type thing, exactly how much volume did you use?
Excellent question. You know, there's squirters and sculptors, and
Right.
the good doctors just have a sense of where we're deflating. And there's thousands of doctors out there do this well. And the common areas of deflation are under the eye, across the cheek. So we get that tired look. You exercise, you work out, but you can't help deflation.
I think this is one of the biggest things that I immediately see on her are those cheekbones.
The cheek sweep. And of course, you don't want to make them too big. It's all about taking, as we're in youth, we have this nice triangle of youth, a full mid-face. And as we age, we tend to become boxy. And if we just restore an anatomically appropriate
never
attractiveness. So over the eye, under the eye, across the cheek, and then the jowl, this heavy jowl, if we just put a little bit of volume in front and behind, see how smooth her jawline is.
I can see that you also filled her in that temporal area.
And you're absolutely right here, this temporal hollowing that we get with age. So anything that's done too much is bad. And so it's all about tempering the volume. So in her, we used about 8 cc's, 8 syringes.
You did all this with HCC. I
8
would
cc's.
have guessed more.
Well, 8 cc's of gel, and then another product that smoothens out the line. So about 9 syringes from 3 different companies, all of them FDA approved, and in 30 minutes. So she looks about 8 to 10 years younger in 30 minutes.
And how long is it going to last?
Because I inject along the bone, we don't have enzymes that break down the product as easily. So she'll get 9 to 12 months out of it, so 1 year. And then if she comes back, she loves it, then we have some longer term products. She might get 3 years out of it. So for those that are a little afraid of scalpel-based rejuvenation, this is a perfect option.
So the bottom line is there's something for everybody. In these tough times, some people aren't ready for surgery. There are options with filling.
And that's a good point.
Other non-invasive
In tough
procedures.
times, you know, you only have maybe a day or two recovery because you're worried about your job. You want to look confident and great. This is a great option because she looks good now and she'll look good tomorrow.
All right, thank you very much, Dr. Mulholland and Sue, for being here.
From NBC News, this is Today with Matt Lauer and Natalie Morales, live from Rockefeller Plaza.
Health news. Do you want to look younger without having to bother with surgery? We're going to show you one woman who's going to give the 30-minute facelift a shot this morning. No cutting at all, which is good for me. I won't pass out. And we're going to follow along live.
Good thing I'm doing the interview
in
as
just
well.
a little while.
This morning on Today's Consumer, a non-surgical facelift in a flash. Does it sound too good to be true? Well, if you're scared to go under the knife, but you want to look younger, it just might be the answer for you. In a moment, we're going to get one started, and you'll be able to see the results for yourself in just 30 minutes. Today's consumer correspondent Janice Lieberman is in Toronto, Canada, where the procedure originated. Good morning, Janice.
Good morning, Natalie. Forget the scalpel, forget the long recovery. The Volumilift promises similar results for a short term, but that's a great selling point for some.
You look at TV and you compare yourself. And even women my age and older, they look wonderful.
52-year-old Virginia Cawthorn is tired of what she calls her haggard look.
I really don't like the lines that I've got, and I think it's from the sun. I don't like the lines above my lips, under my eyes. It just ages you, and I just like a little bit more youthful look, that's all. I've had a rough 2 years. You know, I've gone through separation, and that takes a lot. It takes a lot out of you. I was surprised how emotionally draining that was and how that affects your appearance.
As a result, Virginia says she's extra self-conscious.
If I have a date, I make sure we're in a really dark corner, and if they say, "Can I see you tomorrow?" Oh, no, I don't think so. So, you know, that's not good.
After a heart-to-heart talk with a girlfriend, Virginia decided to look into the Volumilift, the latest in non-surgical facelifts.
My girlfriend said to me, "You know, you show all the pain that you've ever had in your life on your face." And, you know, nice comment. She goes, I don't mean to be mean, but you do. And she says, your face, you know, you need, you know, maybe some filler or something. And I thought, you know what, maybe I'll give it a shot.
Virginia finds this procedure appealing because there's no cutting involved, just injections of a facial filler.
It's not major surgery. It's just sort of pumping it up a little bit. So I don't look as sunken in.
Once it's done, what's she looking most forward to?
I'd like to feel good about myself when I go out. Not maybe worry about that date in the darkness.
So we're here with Dr. Stephen Mulholland in Toronto, Canada. He's ready to start the Volumilift. We're going to start our clock now. Doctor, tell us what you're doing to Virginia.
We are adding a little bit of Restylane to the sunken and deflated areas of the face that inevitably occur as we age, and that volume will give a three-dimensional fullness that replicates many of the effects of an open facelift.
Because a lot of times people look stressed or they look hollow here and it looks phony and it doesn't look good. So this really counteracts that by putting the volume back.
It restores the volume that we lose with age, and so you're exactly right. Rather than lifting, many people benefit from the addition of volume. And so I'm adding Restylane, which is the most commonly injected soft tissue filler in the United States right now, in the areas that Virginia has lost with age. And this will produce a very pleasing and startlingly attractive look very early and very quickly after the procedure.
And Dr. Mulholland, Natalie Morales here. How long will the Restylane last? And is she feeling any pain right now?
I put a little bit of a local anesthesia or freezing in, so she doesn't have much pain. When you use Restylane in lines that last about 3 to 4 months, I'm injecting down along the bone. And when you do that with this Volumilift, it lasts about 8 to 12 months, so a nice year-long pleasing improvement.
And we're going to check back with you all in 30 minutes from now, and we'll be back right after your local news.
And coming up in this half hour, you're going to have more on this thing that we've been talking about, this 30-minute facelift.
The Volumilift, and it's taking place right now in Toronto, Canada, and Virginia is our patient there. As you see, Dr. Mulholland is injecting a little Restylane. I hope you're not a little queasy of the stomach, but it's going to be, we're going to show you the live results in a couple of minutes, and it's basically an instant facelift by adding this filler to your face, so taking away a couple of years.
That's going to leave a mark.
I'm telling you, I
No,
feel like
apparently the recovery is pretty quick, as you'll see, and not that much bruising. And you're looking live at Toronto, where 21 minutes after it all began, our facelift in a flash. It's just wrapped up there, as you can see, and our consumer correspondent Janice Lieberman was there for the whole thing. And Janice, let's go back to you. How did it all go?
This is a big wow, I got to tell you, Natalie. We're sitting here for 20 minutes, as you said. Look at her face now. She has not seen her face. Virginia, first, how do you feel?
I feel fine. A little swollen, but good.
All right, now you ready for the big reveal?
Oh, wow.
Doctor, how long will this last?
The Volumilift lasts about 8 to 12 months in the areas that we brought back the volume she lost with age.
Now, if she loves this, can you do something more permanent the same way?
Absolutely. So most patients try on the temporary version that lasts almost a year, and then they can go into a longer-term injectable.
And Janice, maybe we can show, maybe we can put up the pictures and show Virginia before and take a look at her now as we see her. And doctor, I mean, clearly this is not a long-term solution. You say it's going to last anywhere from 3 to 8 months. Who is an ideal candidate for the Volumilift?
Well, Volumilift is about 8 to 12 months, and ideal candidates are those people that look in the mirror and they feel they've lost that volume of use. So they're sunken under the eyes, through the cheeks, around the mouth and the jawline, and above the eyes. So it doesn't lift the loose skin on the side of your face. It brings back that central volume that so many aging people have.
But sometimes you need a combination of a little bit of lift and a little Botox. It's not all one package deal.
Yeah, combination therapy is great too, but volume is often one of the most essential missing ingredients in a youthful face.
Virginia, how do you feel about the results?
Oh, I think it looks great. I'm just a little frozen. I'm self-conscious the way my lips are moving.
Yeah, well, you look great. I mean, I'm telling you, you look fantastic.
I know. I can't believe it.
And doctor,
who can have this done? It's done in Canada, but you also can have this done in the States?
Yeah, there's over 400 doctors I've trained personally, and they can be found on the www.volumilift.com website. The price for this procedure is about $2,500, which is pretty good value for almost a year of lift. And then usually it's about double that for the permanent filler.
Virginia, do you think this is going to be it for you, or are you thinking perhaps a more long-term going the full facelift route next time around?
I'll see. Yeah, I might do that. This was very painless, really.
All right.
What's her recovery going to be like?
And will
She's
there
a
be
little
any
bruised. She'll be
bruising?
in makeup tomorrow. Yeah, there's a little bit of bruising now in certain entry points of the very small needle, but most people look good in makeup the next day, and they can blame it all on their dentist. They can say, I had some dental work, and everyone will believe them.
So she can go to work tomorrow with no worries then. Blame the dentist.
And, well, she doesn't have to worry if she blame it on her dentist. Always blame it on your dentist.
All right. Virginia Cawthorn.
I like this, no cutting.
You're a brave woman. We appreciate you doing this for us live on national television. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Dr. Stephen Mulholland and Janice Lieberman, great job. Thank you once again.
Thursday, July 20th, 2006.
From NBC News, this is Today with Matt Lauer and Natalie Morales.
On Wednesday, we showed you the woman, Virginia Cawthorn, getting a 30-minute non-surgical facelift. Well, how does she look a day later? She's going to be here to show us, and we thought that was important because, to be quite frank,
She was a little swollen yesterday.
and not all that able to talk after the procedure, and I'm sure a lot of people watched that and said, well, that didn't look too good. Anyway, we're going to find out how she is.
She looked good, but she just really couldn't talk very well.
A little uncomfortable. Anyway, we'll check in with her. All right. Remember on Wednesday, we introduced you to a woman. Her name was Virginia Cawthorn, and she was agreeing, we're going to walk here, she was agreeing to undergo what was called a 30-minute facelift, a Voluma lift. No cutting involved, actually just a bunch of injections. Well,
Restylane.
we checked in with her about 30 minutes after that procedure, and although she was happy with the way she looked, she was a little, I guess, a little sore and maybe in a little bit of pain, and it was difficult for her to talk. So we decided that we would like to see how she's doing 24 hours later. And if we dissolve to the studio now, welcome Virginia back. Hey, Virginia, how are you?
Hi. Well, I'm certainly a lot better than that clip I just saw.
You know, you were the subject of conversation around the office yesterday because we did talk after the show and say, okay, she looked better, but she also looked like she was a little uncomfortable with the way she was feeling. How much pain were you in?
You know, it's funny. The worst part was probably the freezing, when they put all the needles in for freezing, and there was needle. And once that was in, it was fine. I wasn't in any pain when they were actually doing the injections.
You're just a little numb then, so you kind of had trouble talking.
Well, my lips, they felt like liver. I was sitting there with these big lips. In my mind, they were out like...
You felt like Goldie Hawn.
A platypus, you know? Platypus lips, yeah, no.
So here we are 24 hours later, and you've spent some time in front of the mirror this morning. How do you like it?
You know, if you see the shots before and the shots now, there is definitely a difference. I had an awful lot of lines. I did. I had a lot of
And
lines.
we're taking a look at those pictures right now.
Yeah,
And meanwhile, you do seem, you have a couple spots of bruising.
I have bruises, and it's still a little swollen.
But that's expected
and
to
I mean,
go away
this
pretty
happened
quickly.
just yesterday morning. So I mean, it's amazing that you get a younger look in such a short time
And what
period.
was the reaction at home?
Well, I have my 17-year-old son. What kind of reaction you're going to get? Nothing positive
great,
there.
Mom, yeah.
But I had a girl from phone. She says, "Oh, especially around the eyes." She says, "You really look good around the eyes."
Well, there's the eyes right there, before and after, and I have to say it's a dramatic difference. I think we have a before and after picture of the area around your mouth as well, and let's take a look at that. And while there are still a few lines on your upper lip, there's no question that some of the lines are less noticeable.
Oh, yes, you can definitely see that.
Now, this is something I think I remember that your kids really didn't want you to go through one of the more traditional facelifts because of the permanency of it.
Right.
And so you like this whole idea because it was kind of test driving a facelift. It basically lasts for what, 8 months?
8 months,
Yeah.
right.
So is there kind of a clock ticking in your mind this morning that, okay, this looks great, but it's going to be moving away?
Yeah. I'm sort of looking forward to maybe 3 months from now when it softens a little bit. I'm sure that's going to be the best. And then I'm going to be watching and counting down until maybe I'll have to do something else.
And this is a doctor based in Toronto that does this, but he is teaching doctors across the U.S. and it does cost $2,500. I should point out the cost of that.
And
Virginia Cawthorn.
I was going to say, and I know a lot of people
Yeah.
didn't know you were doing this yesterday until they saw you on TV.
I'm sure I'll get a few phone calls.
Yes.
I didn't tell my mother.
You have now. Virginia, thanks very much.
It was my pleasure, really.
Good to have you.
Today on City Line, holiday party season's here. And Jessica's got head-to-toe looks for under $200.
Don't walk in the snow in them. Have your husband carry you to the car.
Put them on a pedestal.
Then Dino's got the 4 steps that will bump up your office makeup for the holiday party.
So you're doing all of this in the bathroom at work, by
Yes,
the way.
you
So
are.
you want to keep it fairly simple.
Plus, the holiday beauty gifts you won't want to give away.
You will not need eyeshadow for the next 2-3 years, ladies.
And later,
It's time to see Laura's new look. Come on out, Laura.
a gorgeous and glam 60-minute makeover. That and much more, right now on City Line. Coming up, 2 best friends get new looks and the results are amazing. And Monday on City Line, the ultimate gift guide.
Wow.
Plus, Sarah McLachlan.
It's an opportunity to go a little bit crazy.
Plus, it's everything you need to tackle the holidays like a pro. Don't miss City Line's Holiday Countdown this December.
Dr. Mulholland's office to meet up with the winners of the Restylane and Emerville Best Friend Together contest. It turned out to be a very transformative and emotional experience.
Nice to meet you guys. Today is very exciting. We have 2 young ladies from the Toronto area, Leslie and Dina, that are very typical. They're in middle life and they've noticed some aging changes, deflation, descent, deterioration, and we're going to set upon a non-surgical journey to bring back a fresh, youthful look.
I entered a contest online and didn't think I'd win. And sorry.
Lo and behold,
here we are. Because things don't happen to me.
for you to win something like this means a lot. And to share it with me. I can't tell you how happy that makes me.
When you look at your face, a very flattering shot, what is it that bugs you the most?
This area and this area.
So when you say this area, you mean the eyes make you look a little tired?
Yes.
So Leslie, have a look in the mirror here. Women who come for this kind of treatment, are you looking to treat their under eye, the tired look? They're looking to treat their smile lines, the deflated cheeks, to bring back a youthful but natural looking and compelling and alluring lip, to bring back facial soft tissue structure without surgery using fillers. When you look at around the cheek and the mouth area, what areas structurally bother you?
My mouth. I feel that my mouth looks too small for my face. So.
Okay, and again, I think with our Restylane makeover today, we're going to be able to address that very, very successfully. The vast majority of women entering the aesthetic space and doing treatments are going to start with things like just the non-scalpel based treatments, because the results are great, they last, and they look natural. Very good area for the Restylane family, and we're going to build up under the eye there very safely.
You look awesome.
You can put any makeup you on right away. It's going to be a little swollen for about 3 days.
I'm really happy.
So it creates a little supportive lift effect in the mid-face. The under eye, totally gone, that hollow.
Wow.
So if you look at, there's a lot of product, but in a lot of areas. So under the eye, across the cheek, your lips look fuller, but not done. These treatments, the soft tissue filler family of injectable products, are alluring because it works. It's quick. Generally, we can restore volume in 10 minutes or less. Once we get the volume just right, usually it's once a year for volume correction, and about every 6 months for lip enhancement.
I'm ecstatic right now. I look fresh and not tired. I haven't looked this way in I don't know how long.
10 years.
10 years. You look like you did when we first met. And you're getting... Honestly, I'm so happy.
Thank you.
No.
Still getting so choked up. And I love to see that in the audience. We have Lindsay and Dina. Can we give it up for them? They're feeling so good. It's beautiful to see because, you know, we all say it's surface, but really all of this stuff really affects our confidence and how we sort of deal with life. So Dr. Steve Mulholland is live with us. It's really nice to see. So they went through the procedure. I was ribbing them before the show. Tell me, did it hurt? Did it hurt? And they're saying, no, it didn't hurt. And, you know, one of them absolutely hates needles. And she said, even being a needle hater, I went into this and it was fine. So tell me a little bit about the pain involved, and then let's talk about exactly what the procedure is.
The procedure that we did was a volumization, so restoration of wrinkles in the skin, loss of volume in the face with soft tissue fillers. And we're now into the 20th year. Restylane been around for 20 years now. So it's really revolutionized our ability to do non-scalpel, non-surgical base, volume, and shaping. And so it's done with a small micro cannula. The products, the Restylane brand has local anesthetic in it, so you're freezing as you go. And so it is really a reasonably comfortable experience and with an immediate effect. So literally you could look 5 years younger in 15 minutes.
So the whole thing takes about 15 minutes?
About 15 minutes. About 15 minutes to get the shape and the volume. You may add some other energy-based laser, tightener, color corrections, a little Dysport or Botox, and get yourself a comprehensive treatment, but about 15 minutes.
That's amazing. Where are the commonly used, where do you use it mostly in the face?
The nice thing about our soft tissue filler products now is you have different products for different areas, and so you select almost like you would be painting a picture, different colors to create the canvas. And so under the eye, in the temporal area, the sunken cheeks, around the mouth, and along the jawline. So you don't want to look like the dreaded filler face, which is overdone, but restoring the appropriate amount of volume is probably the most important thing we do with aging. And so those are the most common areas: cheeks, under eye, smile line, around the mouth, prop up the corner of the mouth, and look great, not done.
What's happening to the people that do have filler face? Does it just mean that they're going in every Tuesday? Because you're saying you can do this once a year, so is it that they're doing too much, or are they doing it in the wrong places?
I think it's a combination of both things. I think that you know, the overzealous desire of the injector to create that instant wow, and using too much and overdoing and overstating the volume is the danger. So it's not the product, it's usually the injector. The product is great, done well, once a year for maintenance is all you need.
Okay, that's good to know. So recovery, the procedure takes about 15-20 minutes, you said. How long does recovery take?
I tell patients, you know, you might be lucky and have not much swelling or bruising and you look great the next day, but anticipate 2 days where you're not looking your best. Perhaps blame it on a dentist. That's always a good strategy. And then a little bit of cover up if you have a little bruising, because we inject deep with the microcannula. Bruising's uncommon. So 2 to 3 days, and if you have a big event, plan it about 5 to 7 days before the big event.
Okay. Are there any areas you should just not use it?
All areas are reasonably safe with a good injector. Be careful under the eye for obvious reasons, and don't overdo the lips. They can look a bit exaggerated. But really, any area with multiple family product lines like Restylane, we can attack any deflating area: the tip of the nose, the bridge, the lip, the eyes. So really, select the areas that are appropriate to your face.
Okay, that's very cool. Now, is there anyone that should say, you know what, I'm not actually a candidate for soft tissue filler, I should stay away?
Yeah, people, if they have too much soft tissue laxity, like if you can grab your jowl, you can do the test now, and you pull, and you can't see your ear, it's not a filler. That's a 911 scalpel emergency. But in general...
Okay, I think I'm okay still.
You're good.
Okay.
But if you're pregnant, if you're on anticoagulants like blood thinners, these are, or you have a medical condition uncontrolled, these generally should not be soft tissue filler patients.
There's so many other really quick procedures you can actually get done over lunch hour, which I think is so cool. Tell me about the vampire facial.
Yeah, so you can take your fillers like we did with the Restylane brand. You can add some plasma-rich protein, so we do a little blood draw, and while you're getting your filler, we spin it down, and then we take your stem cells and your little growth factors and we put them on the skin. We might do a little micro needling so they penetrate great. So the vampire facial, which is quite sexy. We can take energy devices that tighten your skin, light devices that color correct, redness, rosacea, brown, discoloration. All that can happen in about 30 minutes, literally 5 years younger in about half an hour.
What does putting the blood from here and there do to your face?
Well, it sounds cool, and you know, and everybody likes vampires, and they live forever. And so it's taking, the blood has certain factors in it, platelets, and platelets are important for wound healing, and stem cells. And we spin it down in a way and draw the fragments off so that the stem cells are reinvigorating the tired parts of your skin.
Very interesting. Ladies, you look so amazing. I'm so happy that we could do this for you. After the break, we've got someone else who looks amazing. We're revealing our makeovers.
Monday on City Line.